Hey guys, welcome back to Synthetic Oil Protection. I'm your host, Eben. So if this is your first time here on Synthetic Oil Protection, what we do is we show how to exponentially protect vehicles, engines, transmissions, and differentials 2 to 4 times better than using OEM fluids. So if you're interested in protecting your vehicle exponentially and keeping it optimized, you can start now by clicking the subscribe button right here, or you just hit the little subscribe button right here, and then you go ahead and tap the notification bell, and that way you'll get new notifications when my new video comes up. I'm sure you're wondering, what am I doing with this Mobil 1 here? Well, today we're going to be doing a really neat comparison, and we're going to be kind of showing is Amsoil worth it? A lot of people ask me, and today we're going to get to the heart of it. I'm sure you guys are wondering, what am I doing with all these products here? Well, these are the equivalent. So Amsoil is good for 1 year, 25,000 miles, and this Mobil 1 is good for 5,000 miles per oil change. So basically, you have to change all these filters and do all these fluids to equal this right here. Give me proof. This just doesn't sound true. How can that last as long as all this motor oil, right? We're going to start out with this OEM quality STP oil filter. This is good for 5,000 miles. And basically what this is this is your standard OEM quality filter. So we'll compare it to an Amsoil filter. The Amsoil filter is good for 1 year, 15,000 miles. And you'll see it's a little bit of an upgrade over OEM, the filtration quality. The motor oil is good for up to 25,000 miles or 1 year, whichever comes first. You saw a little bit about Amsoil. Now I want to talk about Mobil 1. Mobil 1 is a great original equipment comparable oil. A lot of OEM manufacturers use it, like Corvette. It comes factory fill, and Mobil 1 is usually good for about 5,000 miles. And there's different levels of Mobil 1. And we're going to talk about that information right now. We're going to start out with a really interesting test, and this is about carbon deposits inside the motor oil. So as the motor oil breaks down, the oil actually gets thicker, and it actually starts to build these little teeny deposits. This graph shows the deposit weight testing after heat cycling the oil. What you'll notice is Amsoil Signature Series is quite a bit of an upgrade over Mobil 1 Extended Performance. Mobil 1 Extended Performance is quite a bit of an upgrade over regular Mobil 1. So what you're looking at here, that's regular Mobil 1. Mobil 1 Extended Performance is a whole nother level above regular Mobil 1. And you'll see it beats it by 4 times in industry standard turbocharger deposit testing. And it also beats out Royal Purple by 3.6 times. This is a test that talks about sludge and battling all the thickening of the motor oil. So as motor oil breaks down, it basically gets thicker, and it also is harder to circulate. And the harder the oil is to circulate, you actually lose your gas mileage. So as you'll see here, you'll see that Signature Series is about 90% better. And what that does, what that means is, it just doesn't thicken and get harder to circulate. So oil, as it breaks down, it starts to clot up, and it's very hard on the oil pump to circulate it. Also, it doesn't flow through the oil filter as well, and all these different things cause more wear, and they also cause less gas mileage. So I'm sure you're thinking, Eben, where's the proof? Well, right here. This is a third-party test. Basically, they took a Dodge Charger, and it's the 5.7 liter Hemi, very common engine in a lot of pickup trucks, all different types of vehicles Dodge uses. And what they did is they swapped out some of the fluids, and they've had some really good measurable improvements. 4.4 horsepower, more torque, 0.9 miles a gallon increase average. And basically what you'll see is you'll see about a 2 to 6% increase in fuel mileage. So now you guys saw some results. I wanted to share a little bit about the oil filter and what makes it different. The Amsoil oil filter comes all sealed, packaged. This filter is good for 1 year, 15,000 miles, and the oil filters at 98.7% efficiency. So it's quite a bit of an upgrade, and the oil flows through this medium much faster than an OEM filter. because it's a proprietary synthetic medium, and the oil, when it flows quicker, when you first start your car up, that's where most of the wear on an engine is, when you actually start it up. About 80% of all wear is on startup. So when you have an oil filter like this that has an upgraded anti-drain back rubber valve, where it doesn't let the oil drain back out when you turn your car off. So the next time you start it up, clicks on much smoother, and also you're gonna have less wear. I know, a good portion of you guys are thinking, Eben, I get free oil changes. They came with my new car. Well, that's great, but I wanted to also show you guys some interesting figures. So basically, are free oil changes really free? So you'll notice on this page, which I'll give you guys the full scoop on it. There's the whole look on it. Basically, I'll just explain this and bottom line it. Basically, every oil change you do actually costs you about $35 to get done at the dealer, because it takes you about an hour and a half to drive to the dealer, get the oil change, drive back. Also, you spend gas money by driving to the dealer to get it done. And another thing you do is you're actually spending more money just on gas, because I've done about 150 fluid changes on my YouTube channel. A lot of tests on vehicles, which you'll see. I'm going to put some links to that right here on some follow-up videos. But also, you'll notice that you save gas money. So when you actually get the free oil changes, you're actually spending about $90 per year to get a free oil change if you drive the average mileage. So most people drive about 13,500 miles a year. Some are going to be much less, and then some are going to be quite a bit more. But that's basically the rough estimate on it. So Amsoil, when you actually use it, it actually pockets you about $25 a year in your pocket saved, compared to actually spending $90 a year for free oil changes. Now, of course, the comparison to Mobil 1. Everybody knows pretty much about Mobil 1. There's different levels of it. The one I have here is the OEM quality, and this is a great comparison right up on it. You'll see all the figures and numbers there. And basically what this is with a comparable oil change, this is a 6 oil change per change comparison. Basically, you're going to be doing the 5 oil changes, which is going to cost you about $250. And with the Amsoil, the same oil change is going to be about $100. So it's about a $150 difference. And then you have all this time getting the oil changes if you do it yourself, and it's relaxing, and that's something you enjoy. Like me, I love changing fluids. It's exciting. There's actually other Amsoil that's called Amsoil OE, that if you only drive like 5,000 miles a year, you can use that, and that'll be a little more cost effective for you. But this is just comparing the Signature Series. So basically, you're going to save about $150 in time. You're going to save about $150 in the motor oil itself, and then you're going to save some gas money. And at the end of the year, we're talking some money. I mean, we're talking, you know, $300, $400, $500, depending on the vehicle you have. Now, obviously, if you have a really small car, it's not going to be that much of a difference. If you have a big diesel truck like an F350, it's going to be a pretty sizable difference. I know, some of you guys are thinking, Eben, how comes you haven't talked about Mobil 1 annual protection? Well, we're going to get to that. But I wanted to show you guys the Eao filter. This is a filter that goes on most SUVs and trucks, and it's good for the 1 year, 25,000 miles. And it has the same filtration efficiency of the smaller filter. So if you have a car, some cars are going to take the smaller Amsoil filter, like I just showed you, this one right here. And then a lot of the SUVs and trucks are going to take this size. So that's right. If you use Amsoil Signature Series with this oil filter, you can actually go the whole entire year without touching anything, and you can drive 25,000 miles. So this is a little really nice comparison piece I wanted to share with you guys. Basically what it talks about is acidic acid in your engine oil. So over the course of the year, there's a little bit of blow-by where gasoline goes into your crankcase. And what happens is the ethanol and all of that different type of stuff that they use in gas now, it actually breaks your motor oil down. And Amsoil has a proprietary additives that keep it much more basic. So the opposite of base is acid, and those extra protectants that are inside this motor oil actually keep your acid levels down. And that keeps you protected over the course of the year. So when you're doing all these cold starts and all these different temperature changes where all this extra moisture and all this stuff is going in your motor oil, you're going to have that extra protection. And there's the annual protection I'm sure you guys were thinking about. So I just wanted to share that one with you guys. This one is another nice test that kind of compares gear lube. And this is what goes in the rear differential on a lot of trucks, SUVs, some cars have it. And what it is it's basically showing cold protection. So the gear lube in the rear differential is very thick. And the thicker it is, usually it actually allows it to have a thicker film strength. Now, Amsoil is 100% synthetic, their gear lube, and it actually creates a much stronger film because of the molecules are all the same shape and they're not a semi-synthetic like Mobil 1. So Mobil 1, believe it or not, is not 100% synthetic. They call it a full synthetic, but it's not 100% synthetic. And that's kind of the difference you're seeing here is some of the properties in the flow dynamics of the lubricant at colder temperatures. And not only does Amsoil perform a big difference compared to the Mobil, it actually performs really good at high temperature as well. Because the more complete the film is, it actually clings to the metal more, which keeps you protected on your next cold start. So I'm sure you're wondering, there's got to be some sort of catch to Amsoil, and there's not. It's actually really, really easy to order. You can order it. I have my link in the description below if you're considering giving it a try. Also, I'm going to have a little thing right here in the upper corner, and that's how to buy Amsoil. I walk you right through how to do it. It's very easy. Basically, on any order, $100 or more, as an Amsoil preferred customer, you get free shipping. Also, you get 25% off. So you get the 25% off, free shipping on any order, $100 or more. And I also wanted to address another thing. I'm sure you guys are thinking, well, Eben, if I put this stuff in for that 25,000 miles, that's got to void my warranty. And as a matter of fact, it doesn't. Even if you go 1 year, 25,000 miles in oil change, the manufacturer cannot void your warranty. You're protected by the Magnuson-Moss Act, which I'm going to include that link in the description below. And if you click right above that video, you can watch a video where I talk all about the Amsoil warranty right here. So I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions. Definitely feel free to leave a comment below. I will definitely get back to you. Also, if you have any fleet vehicles or anything like that, I'm always available. I can help you out with getting set up with that. And as always, I really, really appreciate you guys stopping over, checking out my channel. I gotta ask the question. So is this stuff worth it? Is Amsoil worth it? I'd like to hear your opinion. Leave a comment below. And, well, if you're new to the channel, you can hit the little red subscribe icon in the corner. And if you thought this was really informational and you really enjoyed it, if you can give it a thumbs up, that really helps me out. And as always, we will see you guys back next time on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.